Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Escapes and Money Adventures with TK. I've just come from cycling, and if there's one aspect of my life that I've been very inconsistent about is cycling. And that means that my health is also, in jeopardy. And I really want to change that. And for me, in today's video, while I was cycling, I was actually thinking about a conversation I had with a friend about a week or so ago, And the argument was that we are too young to be thinking about retirement. TK, there is YOLO, there is Bigly Big, there is Homonad, And the one thing that really got me thinking while I was cycling is consistency, And I talk about consistency because I've not been consistent when it comes to my own wealth and health, And consistency is really a difficult thing to maintain. And bringing that to retirement or retirement conversations is the one thing that young people specifically have is time. Lots and lots and lots of time, if you use it correctly. So many a time I speak to clients who are 50 and 55 who are approaching retirement, and they wish they had time and they wish they were more consistent about their savings for retirement. So why do we talk about retirement when people are very young specifically? Firstly, the quality of life. I'm thinking about when I'm older, my health needs to be intact. And it starts with me taking care of my health today. So the one thing you want to do in retirement or your retirement years is you want the quality of life where you are physically okay, where you're not worried about medical expenses, where you're not worried about where your next meal is going to come from. So quality of life. The second thing, hard work at retirement, people always say, oh, retirement is so far away, I'm too young. Okay, yes, it is too far away. But the beauty of it is when you start early and you are consistent about that, you have the benefit of time and compounding interest, what we normally refer to as the time value of money. So you can start hanyan 200 or 250 and then build it up depending on the kind of retirement vehicle you are using. And people always say, TK, talking about retirement is so depressing because it feels like I'm old. And how about retirement planning? We specifically say you need to have income in retirement. We've seen our parents who go to retirement and 2 months or 3 months, they're back with their old employers asking for an extension of a contract and the likes. And we are the people who can change the narrative, specifically young people. Secondly is if we are not preparing for our retirement to have income in retirement, it then means that we're going to rely on the government to take care of us. And what that means is our taxes are taking care of people who do not have income in retirement. And don't we have better use for that taxes given the country and the the condition that our country is in at the moment? So it then means that if we are young people, we are deliberate about putting away at least at a minimum 15% every single month. It's good, consistently, because again, I spoke about time and consistency. The second thing that I want to prepare is let's have a retirement goal. What kind of retirement life do you want to live when you retire? Do you want to travel? Do you want to eat well? What kind of things do you want to occupy yourself when you do that? And then you start planning for it today. Many mistakes I've seen a lot of people make is, retirement thing. How about you start it now with the salary that you have or the income that you have, learn the mistakes and understand the business that you want to go into. Secondly, if you want to go into consultancy or you want to go into content creation, start now while you still have time and you're still young and you have the energy, such that by the time you get to retirement, you've mastered the skill. So again, having a retirement goal. Again, the other thing is, what kind of income do you want to live off? We speak about the standard or the quality of living. So I am living this kind of life where I'm able to afford cycling and eating well and going out. In retirement, I still want to maintain that standard of living. It then starts today with the kind of decisions I make today. The third mistake I see a lot of young people make, particularly people in employment, is they start contributing towards a compulsory fund provided by the employer. Maybe they completely forget about that and they shift the responsibility to the employer. Every year we receive our benefit statements. We need to start looking at those statements and reviewing where you are, because again, you had a retirement goal. The statement is a summary of where you are at that particular point in time. So if you don't look at that statement and you keep putting it in the drawer, it then means you have no visibility of how far or how well you are tracking in terms of your retirement. So let's check those statements. The third thing I love to speak about is knowing the fund of the rules you are in. So you're working for a specific organization, they have a fund and they have rules that govern how they do that. Many of us don't know what the rules are, those funds are. We don't even know where our money is invested, and yet we say we have a relationship with our money. So start asking the board of trustees of your particular fund what the rules of the fund are. And the information is also available on the internet and wherever you can. The information is readily available. So go out, learn the funds, the rules of the fund that govern your thing. The one thing that I also see a lot of us not doing is, so we join the fund, we save the 15%, but we don't update our nomination, we don't nominate our beneficiaries when it comes to our pension funds. This means that when you die and you die without a death nomination benefit, it creates a lot of havoc, because now the board of trustees of the fund you're in have to decide how to allocate those benefits. So every single year, go to your HR office, go to your fund and update your beneficiaries that you've nominated to benefit from your fund. So if I was to do a quick recap, have a retirement goal. What kind of life do you want? Secondly, update your nominated beneficiaries annually. Thirdly, look at your bank statement, And then the one thing that I also realized, especially for people like me who are doing freelance work and stuff, there's this notion that how a freelancer, you don't have to think about retirement. At some point, you're going to retire. So there are different venues and avenues for freelancers or self-employed people to also think about the retirement. And again, there's things such as a retirement annuity. There's funds that you can use to put your money in that will be income for you when you do retire. And the other thing that I always say, when I look at the 15% recommended minimum, it's never, ever, ever enough. I've met clients who've retired, got 300,000. And the reality is, because we are living healthier, we are eating well, and things are going differently, we are living longer. We really are living longer. So you see people retire at age 60 or age 65, and they live on till 80 and 85. So if you've got 300,000 as your final benefit retirement fund, how long will 300,000 last you? So it then means that we need to start thinking about different ways to increase our contributions towards retirement. And again, the one thing that people don't realize is how saver towards retirement, there's a tax benefit. So the receiver of the authority will say, the LRA, the sort of revenue in this context, will give you a tax benefit when you are contributing towards that, because they're trying to incentivize you or incentivize us to save towards retirement. What I mean by that is, say for example, your gross income is 1,000 and you're contributing 200 Rand towards an approved retirement fund. The revenue will tax you on the 800 and not the entire 1,000. So that is a tax benefit that you're getting today. So many of us also forget that tax benefit, and I don't like paying taxes, so watch out for that. And then again, to the freelancers, guys, again, I'll go back to the time. You can start with 250, and if you're consistent, the fund will grow, because there's this magical thing that we call compounding interest. So if you are still thinking that retirement is a far-fetched reality, or you're not for retirement, I beg you, I urge you, let's change the mindset around that. As young people, we have time and we have the benefit to be consistent to do that. So now that I've recovered from my hectic ride, I'm gonna go back again tomorrow and try again. And I'm starting small and I'm building and I'm being consistent, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable. And I wish you do the same for yourself when it comes to your retirement and your personal finances. This video was proudly sponsored by Alliance, because Alliance Insurance is always there for Basotho. So if you are looking for retirement solutions, make sure you head over to their website, which is www.alliance.co.ls. I will also link it in the description box below. So in closing, let me know what you thought about this conversation. Let me know what you're thinking about retirement and what your specific ideas around retirement is. Remembering, it's just about having income. And then share this video with people who will like it. Comment, drop your comments in the below, and subscribe, because we are trying to get to 2,000. 2,000. 2,000. Until the next video, guys, love, peace, and money. Mwah.